Thank you.
I'm serious. It's called the designated driver.
Oh.
So what do they do? Draw lots?
I suppose it's up to the group. But anyway, one person is picked as the driver, and then everybody else can drink as much as they like.
That's not much fun for the driver.
It's not bad for everybody else's peace of mind, though.
Well, who is our designated driver tonight?
Well, I believe we have 2 cars.
Oh, that's a problem.
2 drivers.
The girls.
Hey. Well, that sounds good to me. I mean, they never drink as much as we do anyway.
Excuse me, Mr. Andrews.
Yes.
A message was left for you a few minutes ago, and it's just come to my attention.
And what was that?
From a Dr. Campbell. He regrets he won't be able to keep your appointment.
Really? But did he give a reason?
I believe he said he was called out of town.
We were not trying to cover anything up.
You weren't volunteering too much either.
Rude of us, possibly, but we decided not to mention the subject tonight.
Putting the real Grant Putnam behind us has not been easy.
This Dr. Campbell wanted to talk to you about Putnam?
What else?
Does anyone know why Campbell was in town in the first place?
Yes, he wanted to write a book about some of his patients.
Yeah, we both just wish that they'd all leave us alone.
Can't blame you.
Wonder why he stayed so long in Fort Charles.
Who, Dr. Campbell?
No, the other grunt. It must be damned uncomfortable for him here.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Sounds to me like he's trying to recapture something.
The question is what?
Past, the years he's lost?
Oh, how can he expect to do that, Robert? Look, things happen in life, good and bad. And only a romantic tries to change reality. If there's one thing I have learned through all this, it's that you can't turn back the clock.
Maybe he's trying to find himself after losing his identity for all those years. It must be horrible.
Well, I don't want you to think I don't have any empathy for the man. I do. There's just nothing I can do about it.
Well, nobody expects you to.
He does. He wants something.
It makes it so difficult. All we want is to go on and lead a normal life.
Yes, and we could if he would just go away and leave us alone.
You angry?
Yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm guilty. But I can handle it now.
What do you mean?
I mean, we're 2 men in the same boat. Both of us are victims of circumstance. 2 men with a common background and possibly a common future.
It's a fascinating way of looking at it.
Well, it's the only way of looking at it, Holly. If you want to keep your sanity. To answer your question, no. We did consider it, but we decided against it.
Moving away would have been running away, and we couldn't do it.
Besides, how were we to know that this man was going to stay here in Port Charles?
And had you known?
We would have done the same thing.
This town has become too much of a home to us for us to just up and leave. Change our names, that's one thing, but change our entire lives, no.
As a couple of your closest friends, may I add, we're glad you didn't.
In that same vein, there's something that I would like to say. I realize that by dining with me tonight, you are exposing yourselves to a certain amount of political risk, and I am sorry for that, but I am also very appreciative of this gesture.
Look, it's no gesture. We wanted to have dinner with you.
And we're not political types.
No. In other words, to hell with what people think.
Let's just have a good time.
Okay.
I thought we were.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we'll stop talking about Mr. Putnam, I'll have a wonderful time.
End of discussion.
Okay, let's talk about you two now.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, no, there's a boring subject.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute. It's been a long time since we've had an evening out, and I'm sure something exciting has happened in your lives.
Well, Holly did have a little adventure.
Oh, it was a very minor one. I wouldn't want to bore you with
Just
it.
a minute, the
Try
word
it.
adventure conjures up all kinds of images.
Oh, well, actually, it was more police work.
It was this man came to town with a fantastic scam to rip off young women with dreams of stardom. It was a simple con, but he was a pretty tricky customer.
To cut a long story short, Holly risked life and limb to get this guy to be exposed to the world.
Well, Robert, I'm surprised you let her do it.
I didn't have much choice. I mean, I offered my help, but all I got back was a resounding no.
Well, all that police red tape would have just got in the way. I preferred to take care of it in my own subtle fashion.
Look at us. What a group. A former con woman turns crime buster. A former WSB agent turns police bigwig.
A former spy turns med student.
And me, former heiress, turns interior decorator. And I actually enjoy working 9 to 5.
Who says people never change?
Here's to change.
Just
And-
goes to show you.
To the friendships that we make along the way.
Right. Friendship knows no boundaries.
I will drink to that.
I'll join you. Cheers.
To old friends and new futures, may they not get in the way of each other.
Not a chance.
I have sat here quite patiently through this entire meal, not once mentioning the scam you broke.
Thank you.
Now, I can't take it anymore. Details.
Well, it all started with an ad in the newspaper for dance lessons. They guaranteed a Broadway audition. Right from the beginning, I sensed the scam.
So she enrolls.
They said 10 dance lessons, but then they cut it down to 8, and then 6. But for the price of 10, of course. And within a week, was asking more money.
Needless to say, the Broadway audition was as fake as the rest of it.
Which is why my friend, the dance teacher, will be spending the next few years in jail.
Good.
What's the smell, darling?
Well, you look at that.
You wonder where he met her?
Yes, I wonder.
I can't believe it. I looked for you all day, and where do I find you? Or at least expect to.
Well, obviously just a coincidence.
Well, aren't you going to introduce us, Jimmy Lee?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This is Lorena Sharp of Avalon Spas.
Hello?
Just visiting, Miss Shaw?
Some business. How long I'll be here will depend on how that business turns out.
Oh, I see. Holly Scorpio.
Glad to meet you.
And that handsome gentleman next to her is Police Commissioner Robert Scorpio.
Told you so. Miss Sharp?
How do you do, Commissioner?
And this is Grant Andrews?
Hi.
My pleasure, Miss Sharp.
And this must be Celia.
Yes, that's right. How did you know?
Well, actually, it was very easy. Jimmy Lee has talked of little else all evening. I'm so glad we had this chance to meet, Celia. I mean, if you can do for Avalon Spas what you did for the Quartermaid's East Wing, we're going to get along fabulously.
Well, we're all going to get along just fine.
That's us. One big happy family.
I'll remember that.
Well, I think our table is ready. Lorena, you ready?
Yes, I'm sure you have a lot of business to discuss.
Yeah, among other things.
It was nice meeting all of you. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again soon.
We look forward to it.
Excuse us?
Thought they'd never leave.
Are you uncomfortable, darling?
He was showing her off like a new car.
Oh, you can't blame him. I mean, she's very attractive.
Not that attractive.
Oh, she's attractive enough.
Looks like she may be your new boss.
No, I'd say she's thinking about it, but she has definitely not decided.
Perhaps Monica will put in a good word for you.
What's this, Grant? You're actually anxious for me to work for Jimmy Lee now?
Who said anything about working for Jimmy Lee? He'll be working for Lorena, and as she said, I suspect you two will get along fabulously.
You really think so?
Oh, could be just what you need, darling. Could be just what all three of you need.
Well, looks like Lorena made a good impression on Grant.
Not just on Grant.
What do you mean?
Take a look for yourself.
Well, good night.
Good night, Commissioner.
Take care.
Good night.
Holly, do you know this is the first Valentine I've ever given? Except maybe one to Mum when I was but a wee lad. Anyway, until you, there'd never been anyone that special. I love you, Holly. Not the kind of love that only lasts a day or a month or a year. Not the kind that lasts a lifetime either. Ours is a love that will live forever. No two souls.
Have been more right for each other. More perfect. More blessed.
It's beautiful.
Well, you are beautiful.
I was going to give this to you last night, but I thought now would be better.
Oh, love. Shouldn't have. Really shouldn't have. What we got here?
You are my knight in shining armor.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It sort of leaps out at you, doesn't it?
Do you like it?
I love it. Matter of fact, I'm going to wear it to work and every day after that.
Well, you don't have to.
I want to. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Can we go back to bed now?
Well, I kind of had this idea about having a sauna.
Well, that's too bad. I had my heart set on a bubble bath.
I'll tell you what. We'll go back to bed. Then we'll have a sauna. And then we'll jump into the bubble bath.
Sounds wicked.
I just knew you'd love it. Come on.